What's up guys? By now I hope you've seen our other videos where we talked about moving into the new place. Otherwise this might be a little bit confusing for you. Today's episode of On the Rollers is taking the rollers apart and putting them together at another location. So I am currently in the middle of getting this dyno taken apart and cleaning it up a bit. It gets dirty really fast. It's hard to keep this thing clean, especially in Colorado. Even though we try not to dyno cars whenever we have lots of snow on the ground, it still seems to pick up lots of road grime. To start, we're going to be taking out this center drive shaft. I don't really know that you guys care about the how-to on this because none of you are gonna be moving your own personal dyno, so I'll probably skip some of the details. But the gist of it is, we gotta get this roller out and relieve tension off the belt so that we can take the belt off here and then separate the two halves. And to do that, we've got studs underneath that are anchoring both sides down. Gotta loosen those. These connecting rods, whatever you want to call them, tension rods I think is what they're called. We loosen those, the two halves will slide together a little bit. We'll be able to get those out of the way, and then there should be enough slack in the belt that we can get this roller lifted up a little bit and get the belt off. If not, we'll bring the forklift in to lift this section up and move it closer and make it a lot easier. That's basically what we got to do to get the two halves separated. I've already disconnected all the wires, already got it all disconnected from the wall and the outlets and the TV and the computer and everything. So right now it's just all nuts and bolts. Once our forklift gets here, we'll be able to finish it up and get it on the pallets that are sitting outside, throw it on a tow truck, haul it over to a new place, unload it, and put it all back together again. Hopefully it goes as easy as it is to say, and we don't run into stripped or broken bolts and all those kinds of fun nightmares. Anyways, stay tuned as we get this thing torn down and moved over. Hope you enjoy the process, and hope you guys like the video a lot more than I like making it.
So dyno is officially on the pallets, ready to pack up, put on some tow trucks, and get over to the new shop. It's not that much work, but it's really hard work for not being that much work. So just really heavy, really big stuff. And anyway, it's ready to go. It's kind of weird seeing the dyno not in its spot that it's been the last couple of years, but yeah, it's ready to go. So we're gonna load up and take it over.
We got these two halves of a dyno.
Oh.
So they're on skids. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to winch them up. We might have to run the winch underneath and then like connect it. Yeah. That way. I'm not qualified to operate this thing. I took a class like 10 years ago. I mean, it's practically a race car. right, so first piece of the dyno's over here. We're gonna be dropping it off, leave it against the wall, go back for the second piece, leave that here. Then we're gonna go get the forklift and the fuel cabinet and the air compressor. Probably gonna be at least 3 trips, maybe 4 trips to get everything. Now we're playing the dance to get the dyno to slide off the truck. I'm not smiling because this is a stressful process.
Compressor hooked up.
Moving for your shin. Like a complicated and heavy game of Tetris. Whoa, heads up, Charles.
It's gonna kill me, Jesus Christ.
Maybe better luck next time. Okay, dyno is in its forever home, hopefully. This is about where it's gonna end up. It still requires a little bit of jostling around to get the belt on, because I think we're actually close enough. We might be able to squeeze it up in there and do it, but you gotta run this belt through this hole, get it around this gear, and then lower it back down. But this is the roller that we have to kind of do some cleanup on to get the bearings back on. To get it situated, we actually have to attach everything, tension it out with those rods, and then have everything perfect, like it's ready to go. Then we mark the holes with a marker or whatever. Monday, the guy's gonna come through, drill, put our studs in, and we'll have to take it apart again, move it all out of the way so that he can drill and get it located. The other little issue that we have is it's not quite level. So this corner is just a teensy bit lower than that corner. So we're gonna have to get some shims or like a bolt that we can run through one of the holes in here and lift up that corner just a little bit. On this one, it's level side to side, but front to back, it's pitched back just a little bit. So we're gonna have to get some bolts as well for the back to run down and just pick the back side up just a teensy bit. Once we have that, we should be ready to get everything on the studs, bolted down, and rolling again soon, hopefully. The concrete dips down a little bit from the entrance here. So for like lowered cars and stuff, our breakover angle getting on the dyno is a little bit less extreme. That's gonna make it easier for lower cars. Because these are raised up, people's carbon splitters aren't gonna drag on the ramps as they pull in. So I'm hoping that'll make things a little bit easier. We also got to get our electrical stuff hooked up, which we brought the control panels over, but we're not really sure how we're going to do that. Our air compressor is going to sit in this corner most likely. We'll probably plumb air from there to the dyno, because this is where our air hookup is for the dyno. We're trying to keep stuff off the floor, because that was my biggest problem at the old place, is we just had wires on the floor. We had the air line on the floor. So what we're probably going to do is a hard air line coming from this palm valve, and we'll go up and then to the wall and then to the air compressor. And then we're also going to go from that air compressor up across the ceiling and then down over there by the lift. Yeah, so it's just there's some logistical things that we still have to figure out, but the dyno is where it's going to be, and that was the main goal for today. So I'm pretty happy with how everything's going. Pretty easy to get it over here. So that's all I've got for you for now. That's gonna be, I guess, part 3 of moving. It's coming along. So catch you next time. Hope you guys are enjoying the videos.